I come to realize that not believing in myself was the only thing that was holding me back. As a kid, I had a gullible mindset. Like, I would say yes to everything. I would believe anything. And to an extent, I still had that mindset going on in life, which in a way made my life interesting, but oftentimes, it led me down, I wouldn't say dark, but like mistakes that could have been avoided. And I'm seeing now that I never really had a way of life. I never took into account how I should view life. People were always around me telling me, do this, do that, do this, do that. And as a kid before, I would always just follow through with what anybody said. I didn't really pay too much mind to it. And that goes to show how valuable how I was taking my life for granted. I wasn't really taking my life serious. I thought I was. I thought I was living the life everybody else was living, but that wasn't the case. I had this wake up call and it made me realize that, whoa, like I really gotta focus up. I really have to do what I gotta do because I can't live like this all my life. Life really just showed me what it really takes in order for me to be myself. And it takes a lot of independency. It takes a lot of you going out of your own way to do what you can in order to get what you want. I didn't think it was this difficult, but now that I'm seeing, I see why people put their faith on God, why people put their faith on certain beliefs to help them get through what they're going through. I've been so oblivious to life in general that it never really struck me as hard as it did recently. It's a good thing that people go through things. You know, it may not look good at that moment, but if you're able to learn from it and not make the same mistake again, it's the most beautiful thing ever because you as a person has evolved. A failure is like a skill point that's added on to your attributes along life. It makes you become a better person. It builds you up to become stronger. Yeah, I've made my mistakes and in the future I know things are gonna happen. You know, life ain't perfect, but I'm taking my losses as skill points to be added onto my attributes to increase my overall as a player, as a creator, as one might say, in video games. And if you look at it that way, it's cool because in a weird way, video games replicate life. It's reflecting life. That's why it feels so intriguing to play. If I find a way to like tackle life, believing in myself, having faith in myself, and applying the amount of effort I put on games while also being patient, I think I will succeed. I think anybody will succeed in that case. Any video game players who out there struggling through life, try to take it one day at a time, but also use that knowledge you have from video games and apply it to real life. Be patient with yourself. Love yourself first and foremost, but know that you are able to increase your overall. The same person you were last year doesn't have to be the same person this year. Have faith. Believe in yourself. It's hard, it's cliche, it's easier said than done, but taking action and learning not to live aimlessly will benefit you in a long run. Days that seem gray, the days that seem black and white, take those days into account and be aware that time doesn't wait for us. So we have to make moves now. Every day is an opportunity for us to grow. Every day is an opportunity for us to expand our horizon and appreciate the life we live and tackle what it is we want in life in order for us to be who we want to be. Things could be hard, but that's what makes the story more beautiful. You know, when I was younger, I didn't really have a vision. Like I said, I used to listen to everybody else's opinions. Look at where it got me. It got me nowhere. For some people, it works. For some people, they have that person to look up to guide them in the right way. But in my experience, I didn't have that. And I'm not trying to put down anybody who has that person in their life or that's something in their life to help them get through life. But people like me, sometimes we always stay behind because we're never aware of what we can do, what we can accomplish, because we never have somebody or something telling us how strong we are. We have to oftentimes find it in ourselves, which can be a hard thing because you have to go through a lot of shit, trials and tribulations, and you have to be willing to be honest with yourself as well. A lot of people don't like looking at themselves in the mirror. They can't really accept what it is that they're going through or what it is that they are. So it's hard. It's hard. But for me, I finally found a way to surrender to what I was going through and give faith to myself that I will overcome. It's like that scene from Rocky where he was talking to his son and he's like, it doesn't matter how hard you get hit as long as you keep getting up. something along those lines, and it's true.
You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
You could fall down a million times, but if you get up that one time after that millionth time, it's like you a hero. You have superpowers. Nobody can stop you. This is your story. We all just living in it. The situations you go through, the people you meet in life, it's all happening so you can tell your story at the end of the day. We don't want to live a boring life. We want to be the superheroes in the movies, right? That's why we gravitate to those characters so much when we watch them, because there's something in our nature that wants to be that. And we could be that. We could be who we want to be. It's just we have to have faith in ourselves. And it's hard because also there's a lot of distractions in this world. And you go on social media, there's a lot of different perspectives that people may gravitate to, but isn't really their way of living. You know, it's interesting. That's what goes to show, like the stories that people say, the experience people go through when they speak about their life and on social media. It's amazing to hear what people have overcome in life to get to where they at now. And that's because they believed in themselves when nobody else didn't. That's because they were working behind closed doors when nobody was watching. That's because they were persistent and consistent. It's hard to continue working when nobody's clapping for you. Being a kid who sought attention as a way to like feel good about himself, and nobody else is clapping for me, is like, is it really just me in this world? Everybody's going through something. Everybody has a story to tell, but not many people are able to tell their story because they're unaware. Their circumstances in life may not allow them to. So we got to be grateful. We got to be mindful that we are able to attack whatever it is in front of us, and we have the opportunity to become who we are. So believe in yourself, man. Believe. I know it sounds so cliche, man. It does, but I'm telling you, practice what you preach. Don't live aimlessly. Live with intent. Find meaning in your life through whatever it is you're doing right now, and be willing to be yourself. Be honest with yourself. Love yourself. Certain people in life may tell you good things. Certain people in life may tell you bad things. You have to be aware to be able to distinguish what it is that may help you in life. You got to have a vision too. My vision isn't as clear yet, but I'm narrowing it down as to what I want to do in life. I like speaking. I like talking. I like elaborating on certain situations and conversation. I like just expanding when I'm talking to people. I like talking to myself. I like making people feel good. I like the art of conversation. And it's something that many of us have lost in these past few years, probably this past few decades. So yeah, be yourself, man. Have faith in yourself. Love yourself. It's difficult. I know everybody doesn't live the same life, but that's what makes it more unique. So love yourself, man. I feel like I said this a million times. Love yourself and be easy, all right?
I'm always gonna love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't gonna have a life.